Hey guys, it's Chase. Today I've got kind of an interesting video. I'm gonna do 4 knives that you probably don't have. Now that's not to say that you guys might have some of these. I know there are some collectors, kind of like me, who really like the interesting, unique. These tend to be more on the budget side, but they're kind of unique knives. Some of them are pretty rare at this point. Some you can still get, but I figured I would just kind of show them to you here. So we're gonna go ahead and start with number 1, and I think that this is probably one of the rarest ones on the table here. And this is the Diskin Volcan Coronado. It's a really interesting knife. It's kind of feels really small, but it's actually a decent sized blade here. It's a 3-inch blade. And what drew me to this was just the disproportional size of the blade to the handle. It's an Aussate steel. Diskin is a designer. He's got some designs with Kaiser, some other companies, and I think that he does some of his own knives under the Vulcan name as well. But this particular one is one that was more of a budget option, and this, I'm not sure if you can get this plain edge version anymore, but they do have a partially serrated version, kind of like from here. And I believe that it's out of stock on Blade HQ, but it's listed at like $17.99. So pretty cool knife for the price. Obviously it's not gonna have the most premium steel. We've got Aussate steel here, but a really nice pocket clip. I'll show you here in this here, my pocket simulator. For you guys that are wondering, this is the Kaiser Project Denim knife roll. This will come with any of the new Kaiser denim micarta type stuff that you can get. I got it with the Feist. Okay, so as you can see, it's really deep carry pocket clip, and I actually really like this clip. It's got really good hold to it. It doesn't feel like it's gonna bend. It's pretty strong, and it conceals it really well. This knife in general just carries really, really nicely. It is a spring assisted knife, so I know some people will not like that, but for some reason, and I'm usually on that same camp, liner lock here. I don't usually like an assisted knife, but for some reason, this particular one, maybe it's just the size of it or kind of how lightweight it feels. It doesn't bother me at all, and actually, I actually kind of like it in the assisted. This is like one of the only assisted knives that I have, but I do like it. So I don't think that you guys can get this one, but I thought I would show it off, and you could probably get it on the secondary market, but pretty cool knife. Moving on to number 2 here. This is another kind of weird knife, and I got this years and years ago from Massdrop, which I think now is just called drop.com. It's called the Techcut Zero, and this particular one is the first production. Apologize for the wear marks on it. I kind of used this years and years ago to learn how to sharpen, so you can see the tip's got a little bit of a damage there, but no big deal. Now this is kind of an interesting knife. If you just take a look at it like this, it's got an interesting blade shape. I actually quite like it. It's G10, but it's kind of like the smooth G10, so it could be a little grippier, but you can see that they've got, it's pretty nice hardware actually. It's, you've got some details here. I don't love this huge Zero logo on it, Sam Leung design, but it is 12C27 Sandvik steel, so good steel. And this knife is at the moment still available for $30. So really good value. It's a smooth kind of open knife. It's not a super flicky knife. Probably gonna have trouble getting it all the way out here. Yeah, not exactly a, D10's not exactly tuned for a flick out. And, for a reverse flick, you're not going to have any luck there, but it's kind of got that smooth, it actually does feel pretty expensive, the action. It's like a, smooth roll out like that. Again, another liner lock, that's fine. I don't mind a liner lock. And then the really interesting thing about this knife is the clip. And this is actually my least favorite part about it. This was kind of what drew me to it in the beginning, but it turns out that it's super not practical. So if it was just fixed like this, I would actually love the clip, but the problem is that it comes out like that to give you like a super ultra deep pocket carry. The problem is that, when you stick it in your pocket like this, it kind of tends to, end up in some halfway position, or it works its way down into this position when you don't want it to. it's not a super strong, you know, detent holding this thing in place. So it ends up like this, or you want it like this and it ends up like this. And it's just really, really frustrating. Pulling it in and putting it out of the pocket is really annoying because of this. And then as well, when you're handling it, you know, especially if you're trying to like flick it, I find myself, you know, my pinkies will like start to kind of push it down like this as I'm trying to flick it, and then it's out like this. And that's just my least favorite thing about it. If anybody has this knife and there's like a fix for that, like a detent adjustment or something I can do to like fix this knife, like hold it in place just in this position, I would be interested in that. But as is, I actually really like the knife. I just don't carry it because of the pocket clip situation. And because it's a, you know, kind of a special design, it's not something that I don't think I'm going to be able to find a, you know, replacement fixed clip for this. But cool knife overall. I really like the steel, and at $30, it's a pretty good value. Super light. And actually, when it's in the correct position, if it was just like this, it carries really nicely. And I really like the blade shape, but it's just that particular clip situation that really is kind of frustrating. But I've got a first production on this, so you can tell that I've gotten it years and years and years ago, but pretty cool. Got the 390 number there. This was kind of before M390 was so popular, but kind of a cool number. And kind of an interesting knife. You can still get this. $30, there's a green and a black version. Okay. And here's the carry. And then the ultra deep carry. So you can see it's way down in there. It makes it kind of frustrating to pull out because it'll come out like that, or it'll, you know. Okay, on to the next one. This is probably a little bit more of a common knife, but kind of unique, and I haven't seen it too often here. This is the Boker. It's the Stubby Quake. So you've got, you know, all kinds of the Quakens now. You've got the regular, there's a mini, this is the Stubby. So it's a super small blade, 2-inch blade here. It is a nice material, so titanium here. It's a Burnley design, S35 VN steel, so good steel, good materials. Liner lock, close it up here. It's got some pretty nice action, and I actually really like this knife. It's new to me. Got it a little while ago at Christmas for the Blade HQ flash sale. You could have gotten this knife for about $60, and normally it's, I think the titanium version is $100. There's a few other versions. You've got a titanium bolstered with carbon fiber, like a marbled carbon fiber version. Then there's a micarta version, and then I think that there's micarta and like maybe a copper bolstered version. And they're all about $100. But cool knife. I actually really like this one. I haven't used it all that much, just because it's pretty new to me. But makes a cool little gentleman's type folder. Super small. Again, you know, it's like the length of a finger here. And overall, I like it. Pocket clip on this guy could be a little bit better. And as I'm joined by the cat here. But you've got, you know, pretty good carry. Not super, super deep. Hey, bud, what do you think? You like it? No? Okay. But cool knife. $100 now. Possibly, depending on the situation with Blade HQ, you may be able to get it for less. Okay, on to the next one. Now this is an older knife. This was like Knife of the Year 2013, or Innovative Knife of the Year 2013. This is the CRKT Swindle. This is the smooth version, so it's a steel knife. It's a steel frame lock. Pretty cool knife. It's kind of like this Warncliffe type swayback design. Decent size here. This is a longer knife. Not super big, but again, this is a knife I've had a long time. Again, you can see I've got a first production here. And as you guys know this knife, you know it's been around a while. Ken Onion design. I actually like a lot of the stuff Ken Onion does. This one in particular I think is really cool. It's, again, another unique clip situation. This particular one I've heard complaints about, but in my personal use, I actually really like it. I don't think that it is a problem at all. Maybe there's different kind of spring levels that they tried out over the years, but I actually like it. It kind of sits in the pocket a little bit weird, so your normal clip would be on the side here. This particular one is kind of on the spine, so it sits in the pocket more like this. So let's see if I can show you here. Pull this out. So rather than, you know, fitting like this, it tends to sit in the pocket kind of like this. Really what it ends up doing is ending up in the like in the back corner of your pocket, kind of sitting like that, which is fine. It sticks out a decent amount, but I really think that this is a fine knife. The clip, it doesn't bother me at all. The interesting thing about this is it's got the, what do they call it? The IKBs, I think. I don't know if it says it on here. The bearings that they do. And it is a super, super smooth action. And this knife is $30 now. So really cool knife, super nice for the money. Crown spine, really nice jimping. It's really, really cool. It is 8 CR13 MOV, this particular version, which I think for a gentleman's knife like this, I think that's fine. I don't really think that it matters, just because it's not gonna get a whole lot of use. You know, if it's in your dress pants, you know, maybe you use it to, you know, cut tape off of something like once every 6 weeks. So not a big deal to, you know, to put another edge on this guy. 8 CR13's, you know, sharpens up pretty easy. So really cool knife. There is a grooved handle version, which I'll show a picture of here. It's a little bit more money. It's a 12C27 Sandvik steel version, which I actually really want, but I can't find it. So I think that they've discontinued that version. I think it was like 60 bucks when it was new. Now, I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure if this is like a collector's item. This one, obviously, you can still get $30 on Blade HQ. It's in stock on sale, but the other one's been discontinued. But I really like this knife, so if anybody knows of one, or you have one that you don't want, I will buy it from you. But cool knife. So those are the knives there that I thought I would just show to you guys. I would probably say that my most carried of these is gonna be the Vulcan, the Coronado. Just because it fits so nicely in the pocket. There's nothing really weird about it. So just good blade shape. You know, feels bigger than it is. You know, you can still get a nice 4-finger grip on it. Blade feels bigger than, you know, it should be based on the size that it carries and the handle dimensions and everything. It is a Zytel, like a plastic handle, but the, you know, like the pattern that they put into it makes it pretty grippy. So no complaints there. This is my most carried. Second most has been this guy. Again, just like a really nice, and this one definitely has the best action of any of them. Kind of hard to do this behind the camera, but really nice. And then my least carried is probably this guy, just because I just got it. But I would say that this one is my least likely to carry, but it's a perfect like little around the house knife, because I could just keep it sharp. Like I don't have to mess with the pocket clip if I just keep it out of my pocket, keep it in a drawer somewhere. And it's just, you know, feels nice in the hand, good size. You can still get this guy, like I said. I think that the clip is just holding it back a little bit, but there's probably a fix for it. So there you go. Hope you guys like this video. I'm gonna try to do a lot more videos here coming shortly. I've got some knives coming in, so I'll do some kind of unboxings, things like that. I've got a Civivi Baby Banter in the new red color coming, so I'm excited about that. If you guys want to see more knife videos, I appreciate a subscribe. Trying to get this kind of started here, getting it off the ground, get some videos out. So I hope you guys appreciate that. Again, my name is Chase. This is Chase's Knives. Thanks so much for watching.